Hey guys, so I wanted to do a quick video with percent problems. So I've got some already done throughout the notes, but I wanted to go back and fill in a couple gaps so that you had an example of these and then you had all the other ones worked out. So if you wanted to pause the video and try those, you could. So the golden rule of setting up a proportion for these type of problems is over of equals percent over 100. Or another way to look at that is part over whole equals percent over 100. So is the part, of is the whole, and then still the percent over 100. Once we have that set up, we are going to cross multiply, which you can see up in the top of your screen. Cross multiply, you're going to multiply on the diagonals AD, and that's going to equal BC. And then all of these are going to ask you to first set up a percent bar. So I have a general percent bar here on the left side of the screen. So let's look at one together. What is 11% of 18? So the first thing it says is find the percent of each number and then make sure to draw the percent bar first. So I've got my general percent bar filled up, empty. What is 11% of 18? So I'm looking for 11%. 11% is going to be pretty close to 0, a little bit more than 10%. So that is 11%. And then of 18, well, 18 is going to be the whole. 18 is going to be what corresponds with 100%. So there's my percent bar. And now I need to set up a proportion. So is over of what is corresponds with an unknown. So I can call that X. That's my is. Is over of 18. So that's going to be the denominator of my first ratio. Equals percent over 100. Well, the percent they gave me was 11%. And so that's going to go on the numerator as 11. Now to solve this, I'm going to cross multiply. I like to cross multiply the side that has the X in it first. That way I have the X on the left. So X times 100 is going to be 100X equals, multiply on the other side, 18 times 11 is going to give me 198. Divide by 100, divide by 100, and get X equals 1.98. That is not a percent. That is the part of the whole. So what this means is 1.98 is 11% of 18. All right, let's look at a similar problem, but now asking for what percent. So the first one says 25 is what percent of 75? I don't know the percent. I'm looking for that. So this one, the percent bar is hard because I don't necessarily know where this is going to fall. I'm looking for X percent. But that X percent is going to correspond with 25 is the part and 75 is the whole. And so 25 is of 75 and what percent? So now I need to set up my proportion. Is over of equals percent over 100. Well, it says 25 is, so that's going to be the is part. Is over of 75 equals what percent? We can call that X because I don't know it, over 100. And so now I'm going to cross multiply. Again, I'm going to multiply the side with the X on it first. So 75 times X, 75X. And then 25 times 100, 2500. Divide to solve for X and I'll have x equals 33.3 repeating percent. Oops. And so I can leave that like that, 33.3%. If the question had said round to the nearest tenth, then you could round that off to 33.3%. But my question doesn't say anything about rounding, so I need to write it as the repeating decimal using that little bar over the 3. All right, the next one says 25 is what percent of 10? Okay, so I have 25 is what percent, that's my unknown, of 10. All right, well, 25 is bigger than 10. So this tells me I'm probably going to have greater than 100%. I'm probably going to need another percent bar. Maybe 2, maybe 3. I don't quite know, but I do know it's at least going to be more than 100. And so when I am solving this, is over of equals percent over 100, the is going to correspond with the part. So the part, which may be here, I truly don't know yet, is 25. The whole is my 10. So the whole, the 10, corresponds with the 100%. And because 25 is larger than that, I know that I'm going to be greater than 100%. I don't know exactly what, and so I'm going to solve the proportion, and then I'm going to go back and tweak my percent bars if I need to. So is over of 25 over 10 is what percent, or x over 100. So I'm going to cross multiply and get 10x equals 2500. Divide by 10, and get x equals 250%. And so what I actually need is I need 1 bar, that's 100%, 2 bars, that's 200%. I need 3 bars because 250% is going to be right there. And that 250% corresponds with the 25, and the whole, the 10, is my, so that 10 corresponds with 100%, the 25 corresponds with the part, quote unquote, even though the part is larger than the whole, and that's because I'm greater than 100%. All right, last one says what number is a certain percent of another? 39 is 40% of what number? Okay, so I wrote this little sheet here in the corner. Is over of equals percent over 100. So I've got my percent bar to 100. 39 is, okay, so that's going to be my part. And then 40% of what number? So my percent, 40%, that's not quite to 50. So I'm not quite halfway. And then 39 corresponds with the part, the is, of what number? I don't know, so I can call that x. All right, and so now my proportion is going to be is over of, or 39 over x of what number? equals percent 40 over 100. Cross multiply, and I get this, divide, and I get a final answer of x equals 97.5. Not percent, just a normal number. And so what that says is 39 is 40% of 97.5, or 97 and 5/10. So there you can go back and pause the video and work in all of those gaps if you haven't already. And as always, if you have questions, reach out.